and welcome back to the PC Master channel. Today I'm going to show you the best PC that you can make for under 750 British pounds. Also in this video I'll be showing you comparisons from other websites like Currys, Best Buy, Walmart and PC Specialist to show you how much of a markup there is in other sellers. Also, just so you know, some of these are only North American and some of these are only European. Like, I know for sure that Currys, it's only exclusively for UK, and Best Buy and Walmart are North American. So, just get that out of the way. So first, we're going to start with CPU. So, I know lots of you might disagree with this, but actually, I'm not sure why it's on Sweden. Actually, the best PC part to make would be the Ryzen 7 5700X. We're sticking with AM4 here. Don't know why that happened. Okay, we're going to stick with AM4 here because although I know you might disagree with me, for £750 you can't get AM5. I mean, theoretically you could, but we're trying to make gaming focused PCs, and that's not possible for 750 and AM5. So we're sticking with a relatively fast option, 8 cores, pretty good at gaming. And for a CPU cooler, to us, you don't need any fast cooler for this because the old CPUs are not fast. So when I say fast, I mean like they don't generate a lot of heat and they can't spell. So a good option would be this, an RGB CPU cooler. It's really all you need, 15 bucks. And for the motherboard, normally I would say B450 because B450 is the best you can do. I mean, it's the best like value, but I think in this build specifically, we can actually fit in a B550 motherboard. If we compare them, micro ATX for these builds, not ATX. We can compare B450 and B550. We could get a B450 MHP, but if you actually look at the motherboard, it doesn't have any M2 slots, so you're gonna have to use one of those old SATA drives, and that does not work in today's market. And then sorry, the next one that actually fits. Also, if it's not blue, that just means that it's going to be it's not going to be compatible. So these ones are. So this is the one that we're going to pick. So this is the one that we would have picked if we were doing B450. But since we're doing B550, which just basically means you get PCIe 4.0, which is an improvement in speed, we'll be taking that. And another thing I know people might disagree with me on is my RAM choice. I'll tell you why. So we're going to do 32 gigabytes of RAM at a speed of 3200 megahertz, and you can actually find one for less than £46, which is insane. I know what you might be saying. Oh, the cache latency is really high, which it is for £22. But I believe that at this price point, it's perfectly fine. Like it's only £45. And I know you might be thinking, oh, well, why didn't you get this one, which is a bit less, a bit more, and the cache latency is less. So, and actually, since it has 3600 megahertz, that is the only reason we're actually going to go for it. So here, and then for the storage, we only need really a terabyte of storage. That's all we just a terabyte. You don't even need a terabyte to be honest, because if you're going in this budget, you don't need a terabyte. But we still do a terabyte. And if we can get them £46, which is actually good. I know you might be thinking it's an M2 PCIe 3.0, but with the speeds that we've got in this build, a 3.0 is actually acceptable. So a 4. We don't really need a 4.0. If you need it, by all means go for it, but for the purposes of this, we do not need it. And for a video card, this I'm sure it's going to raise some doubts, but I'm picking the one and only, the RX 7600 XT, which I know you might be thinking it's very expensive. So I've actually found one for £295, which is insane value for money. It's better than the 4060, and it's got double the VRAM. I know you might be thinking, oh, you could just go for the 4060 Ti. Yeah. But the Ti, it's not good at all. The 16GB is if you are doing a 1080p video editing, but generally go away from them. You don't need them. So for this, I actually have predetermined one because I know this one. I know one that's actually really good, and it's the Antec. Oh wait, no, actually we won't. But actually, we don't really need anything because since our build is so low, we only really need one. Actually, we only actually need one fan. So we could just stick with like this one. It's actually gonna really fit it. It's got 3 fans, so pick this one. Now this one you might not like how small it is, but it actually will be fine for this price point. And since it's not gonna look good, you won't actually put it on top of your desk. You're probably just gonna keep it under your desk somewhere else. And then for this, we actually only need this. We need an ATX one that's gold certified. Always never take a bronze one unless you're building a very cheap. Actually, in my opinion, you should never take it. You should only do gold or above because they're not even expensive. But if you have to, I guess you can use bronze, but never 80 plus without the actual rating. And then I think I have my answers. The Gigabyte P750 GM. Yeah, and this one is always on sale. Such good value for money. So here you have it. £715.93 is how much this build would cost. So since we actually have £35 more in the budget, I will take out the storage and replace it for 1 TB of PCIe 4.0. Since if you actually, I want to see if any of you are paying attention, but if you saw, it was actually only about £4 more. If I show you here, the cheapest 3.0 is 45.99. The cheapest 4.0 is 49.49. So 49, yeah. So we'll just add that one instead. So we still have about £30 in the budget. So we could invest it in the case, but it's better to invest in the CPU cooler because even though you don't need a beefier one like this, it's still going to cool it down better. So if we get rid of it, and £741 is our total. So actually we can get the faster Kingston NV3, which if you're a regular viewer on this channel, you would have seen that I'm a big fan of, because £52 you're getting read speeds of 6,000 megabytes and 4,000 write speeds on the 1 terabyte and 5,000 write speeds on the 2 terabyte. So that is my top pick SSD. So here you have it. So for £744, you're getting a Ryzen 7 5700X, a beefy ARGB CPU cooler, a B550 motherboard that supports PCIe 4.0, and it's AM4, which is fine. AM4 is fine. You can still upgrade this to like 5800X3D, which I do not recommend, but if you plan on using the same system for another 7 years, which is possible with this, and you also want to upgrade the CPU, that's perfectly fine. If you upgrade it to 5800X3D, you can get about an I don't know RX, I'll do in RTX. You can get about 4070 Ti or Ti Super. They're both about the same. Anyways, we've also got 32 gigabytes of RAM at 3600 megahertz with only a cache latency of 18 compared to 22. That is great. And then also 1 terabyte of storage, an RX 7600 XT, which is going to crush any game at 1080p, and can also handle a bit of 1440p thanks to 16 gigabytes of VRAM it's got. And then you've got a decent cooler, a decent case, and you've got a decent power supply. So that is the build that I would recommend for £750. But let's go and see how other name brands would charge you to buy something similar. I will count a 4060 or 4060 Ti as an RX 7600 XT because I know it's not very common. So I'll start first with the gaming with Curry's. Since we have a Ryzen 7, it does need to be it does need to be AM4. So not much options. So this is one example with that's 5700X. However, we can look at other ones. 5700X. So like I said, a 4060 Ti is the one that we want. And oh my god, you can see the insane markup they have on price. Like, just to give you some reference, the 7600 XT versus the 4060 Ti, which in this version, we're not sure if the 8GB, which cannot even handle 1440p gaming. If we go on a trusted website, this one, it shows you 30% better performance, but at 30% better performance, it's solely at 1080p. If you want to do 1440p, the 4060 Ti with just only 8GB of VRAM will completely struggle. So get get the RX 7600 XT, and then even if you put that into account, even if we changed ours to a 4060 Ti, which you shouldn't, by the way, actually it's pretty much in the budget. If we just went ahead and did that, it would only cost us £773. And if you compare the price you're being charged here, 1,399, which is very expensive, you'll see what I mean. Hold on. We're getting overcharged £626. That's nearly the price of how much it actually costs to build it. So Curry's, complete scam. 100% do not recommend Curry's. It's not, it's not going towards a good start. But we'll see if Walmart can for the US. So for this, I actually haven't used Walmart before. So since I have 1,000, we're going to. Oh, can I just point out this monitor is very good. Strongly recommend it. There's lots of videos about it. Anyways, for it, this is actually really hard. Well, if we click this one, and there actually isn't a good one that we can show you first. So we can't do Walmart. I know you might have watched a video for it, but I'm sorry. Walmart is just not it. So we'll see if Best Buy can. The one that I can verify does work. So we'll set this at 76. We can't do 7600. We have to do a 4060 Ti because it's at the same price as a 7600 XT roughly. So if you put 4060 Ti, if we put it down right, oh there we go, put it at 4060 Ti, and then wow, ignore this one, but still 1600 is insane. Make sure you don't get fooled by these, okay? It's very important. If you get fooled, you might be getting constantly fooled. And then you can't actually specify AM5, AM4. So we actually have to just scroll through these ourselves and find. Okay, there's this option, but it's just, I mean, we can ignore this one because you've got one right next to it that's better, but we still have to use this one for comparison because this actually has a 4060, not Ti, a 4060, and is that our only option? That is the only point of comparison you have here. And oh my god, this is even worse than Curry's. Just for some perspective, a 4060 costs less than £250. So if we slot this into our build, that costs less than 700 to make. You're being charged over £950 more for how much this costs to make. I think £900. But you're being overcharged £900. Do you not see what I mean? This is such bad value. Best Buy, it has some really good value PCs for about 2000, so 1500. But the PCs I've seen for about 2500, 1600, they are horrible price to performance. Honestly, you should never get this kind of thing because you're getting overcharged over they're getting the profit of over the cost of how much it costs to make it, which is insane. £900 profit. Make sure you don't fall for these scams. So this is going in last place, but we need to see if PC Specialist can actually win today. So far, I'm not impressed, okay, at all. At this point, you might as well just ask Zach's Texter, which is a very good YouTuber, and he'll custom make one for you. Anyways, for this, we'll just do one like that. We'll do Ryzen 7 5700X. Make sure you look at the budget, the price. So we did 32 gigabytes of DDR. We didn't do RGB memory. We just did normal. So far, it's not looking good because if we can slot in 7600 XT, which is possible, thankfully, not a very bad website. They put 1 terabyte in, and then it's 750 watts, about what we had, but not a CX. We had a proper good one. And then if we had a decent one, and that's it. So £1,123 is how much you're being charged here. It's still stupidly insane. I mean, it's not as bad as the other one, but that doesn't justify the price. I mean, how would you feel if everything of yours was being charged 55% the price of how much it costs to make? Some phones are actually they cost over. They're over. But the thing is, phones you don't build them yourself. These you can. So what I'm saying is, even though it is better, it's still not good. I mean, £380 not okay. But I mean, when you compare it to £900 here, it seems like a godsend. But now I'll show you what I recommend you do if you genuinely have the money to spare for the £900 expensive one from Best Buy. So go to builds.com, and here's what I'll show you. So here you can see they actually do sell PCs, yeah, but this is not what I'm trying to show you because these are not worth it. I mean, because buying a PC, it's not really worth it. But if you really want to, also shout out for this, by the way. This website is Acceptor because it's very helpful. You get pure performance templates, but I'm not going to be focusing on that right now. Right now, what I'm going to be focusing on is, if we scroll up, it's build help, and then, sorry, it's not build helps. It's a shop. Not pre-built gaming PC. Oh, I can't find it anymore. Anyways, I'll try and find it for you, but just in case I'm not able to. Yeah, just in case I'm not able to, you can go on this website, and it has, I can't remember where, oh, here we go, consulting services. So, I know at first what you might be thinking, wow, £500, insane. But A, you need to realise that's dollars. And by the way, service only operates in the US. But I mean, it's better. It's good because I mean the US is where it had a £500 markup. So I mean £900 markup. So this you're saving £500 compared to Best Buy. Yeah, and then also with that you can custom choose anything you want. So this is something I strongly recommend. But overall, just build this. Just build it, or just ask someone for you to build it for you. Anyways, this is a PC Master. Hope you enjoyed.